Hello friends, welcome back to Automation Testing Insider.com. This is Selenium Framework Development Part 4, and as you all know that we are constructing data-driven framework with page object model. So this is the fourth part of this series. And guys, if you are new to my channel, then please subscribe it for upcoming videos. So let's get it started with the agenda. So we have covered so far 3 sessions. So this is what we have covered. In session 1, what we have covered is framework architecture. In the second session we talked about the navigation, the page navigation, and I have shown you some manual test cases which needs to be automated as part of this framework. We have updated our pom.xml, we have created config.properties, and we have created base class and action driver class. And in session 3, in the last session, we have created the page classes, and we have created page objects and corresponding user action methods. Okay, so that will be used when we write the test cases. So this is what we have done so far, and now today we'll create the test class and we'll write the test cases. Okay, so already I have written over here different test cases over here. So here you can see we have around 10 test cases, and these are the expected result of all these test cases. And so far we have covered all the page classes, we have written all the page classes, page objects, everything is done, and we have written the corresponding user actions method as well. And these are the test classes which we need to write, and corresponding we have some test cases. So let me go over this project directory, and last time we have discussed the page navigation. So we have written all the objects for all the pages, guys, whatever we have covered so far: index page, search result page, add to cart, order page. And we have seen that how user can navigate from one page to another page, and how returns the object. So you can easily relate when we write the test case, like what is the usage when we land to the next page, the destination page, and what is the usage when we return the object. So you can easily relate when we create the test cases. Okay, so let's get started with the test case. So let me open my project. So this is the project in Eclipse, my store project, and so we have action driver class already we have implemented, we have base class as well, and data provider and other stuff we'll see in the coming videos. And this is the page objects package where we have created all the page classes. Okay, and inside this we have src test java, and here we'll write our test cases. Okay, so what would the first test class is index page test, and we have couple of test cases related to this index page test. So let me create index page test first. And always select this generate comments, and you can write some comments over here. And let me go over the base class for now, just quickly. So this is what we have created in the second video, base class. So this is the load config method, and we have given annotation before test. So this will read before we'll start the test, and it will load the configuration file. Okay, and we have this launch app method, and in second video I just copied from copy and paste from previous class. So there is little bit changes required in this launch app method, so I did those changes. So yeah, so here you can see we have used a web driver manager to launch the browser. Okay, so we have set up the Chrome driver using web driver manager, and yeah, we are getting the browser from config.properties file, and we are storing in string variable, and simply we have if else condition. And let's say if we get Chrome from properties file, then we'll set up the Chrome driver using web driver manager, and simply we'll launch the browser using this Chrome driver. We'll launch Chrome browser. Okay, so this is how we'll do based on the browser name, and later on we maximize the window. So we have applied implicit wait of 10 seconds here and page load timeout 30 seconds, and this is to navigate to the URL to the application. So this is about base class. So let me write a couple of test cases. So public void, I'll write setup method, guys, setup method, and I'll give annotation before method. Okay, and all the test classes also extends base class. Okay, so here you can see in the architecture which we have already discussed in the first video. So this is my test component, test script component, where we store all the test classes. This will extends base class. Okay, so this is the link between base class and our test classes. So let me come back, and here what I'll write. So before, whenever I'll execute any test case, so I always launch the application, correct? So simply I'll call this launch app method from this setup method. So simply we can launch, we can call this method. No need of, because since this index page test is extends this base class, so simply we can directly call this method. And what would be my second method? Let's write the second method as well. Public void tear down, and I'll write driver dot quit. So this driver is from base class, so directly we can access this, and dot quit. So, and this will give the annotation after method. So you can keep this as in top, on top, or you can keep it at last as well, that doesn't matter. Now we'll start writing our test cases. So public void, what is the first test? My store logo test. Okay, so let me open the index page as well, index page class. So page objects, we have index page. So if you remember, we have written couple of methods over there, validate logo and store title. So these two test cases belongs to those two methods, user action methods. Okay, so simply what I'll do, public void verify logo, I'll write one test. And what I'll do, now we need to access this index page. Okay, and there is no connection between test classes and page objects component. Okay, there is no connection between them. So what we'll do, we'll create the object of index page when we want to access the methods from index page. So we have to create the object of this index page, correct? So what I'll do, I'll create the object of let's say index page. I need to create the object like this, and we have to import this from com.mystore.page objects, and then we can call those methods. So what is the method? Validate logo, and add throws declaration. So guys, I may need this index page object. So what I'll do, I'll write on top of the class, this test class, I'll declare like this, so that I can use this for all the test cases. So this, for this one test case, we have to add test from org.testng.annotations, and similarly, yeah, here, and we have to remove this index page from here. So directly we can use this index page from what we have declared at top, and this will return boolean result, correct? Boolean, let's say flag, or will give result. And now we'll put assertion over here, because without validation your test is nothing, is of no use. So we have to verify whether this logo is present or not. So how to verify? Assert true. We have this method assert true in assertion assert class. Okay, so simply we'll write this result over here. Okay, so this will give the result based on whether if you get the logo on that particular page. So this is how we can write the first test case. And now let's write public void. What is the second test case? Store title, verify title. So this is how we can write the second test case. And we need again this index page. So now no need to create the object again, because already we have created the object in the first test. And yeah, we are using on top of it, okay, this index page. So directly we can call the methods. What is the method we have? Let me, what are the different methods we have? This one, get my store title, correct. So this will give us a string type of variable, and I'll give title like this. I'll store in a title variable. Now we'll put assertion, assert dot assert equals, and what is the actual? So this is the actual result. You can give actual title over here instead of title, actual title. And what would be the expected? So this is index page, guys. So here I'll open, let me close all of this and open automation practice dot index slash index dot php, and let me see the view page source. What is the title of the page? So this is the title of the page, my store. Okay, so simply we can write here, or you can store in a separate variable and you can compare. You can put that variable name over here. So or directly we can do like this. So this is how we can verify the title, and simply we'll give @test over here. So this is now, so our first test class is ready, and we have written couple of test cases, my store logo test and my store title. Now let me try whether it is running correctly or not. So what it will do, first of all, when we run our test, so from base class this method will run first, this load config, because this is before test, we have given the annotation. So this will load our properties file, and later on, based on our before method, it will call this method launch app. So it will go back to this base class and it will run based on the browser. So let me show you what browser we have in config.properties file. So let's change it to Chrome for the first time. Okay, and yeah, so it will launch the browser based on the browser name, and later on this all the test cases will be executed. We have couple of test cases, two test cases, those will be executed, and then lastly it will execute the teardown method. So let me run this. So slowly we'll do one by one all the classes, guys. Will run separately, and at last, once everything is done, every test class is ready, then we'll run together all the test cases. So currently I'm running individual test class, and later on we'll configure testng.xml and we'll run the entire test suite. Now here you can see the first test case got executed. Now browser is launched for second test case. Now this is the second test case. So both tests got executed, and here you can see the result: verified logo, verified title. So we have couple of test cases, both got executed successfully. And yeah, so this is how we can execute our test class. So both of our test cases got passed. Now we'll write the next test, that is login test, login into the application. So for that we need to create login test, login page test class. So here I'll create login page test, click on finish. Let me close this and configure properties as well. And another thing I'll show you, let's run on different browser. Let's say suppose I want Firefox, so let's see whether it will run on Firefox or not. So that is also we need to check. And let me run it again on Firefox, whether it will run or not. Now here you can see Firefox browser is launched, and yeah, it will navigate to that automation practice website, and then it will get the logo and the title, and it will close the browser. This is the second test case. Yeah, here you can see, so we have two test cases got passed. So it is perfectly running on every browser. I mean, so far we have covered Chrome and Firefox, so we'll see I sometimes later. Okay, so let me close this one, and this is what we have created, login page test. So these two methods will be common: setup and tear down. So simply I'll copy from the previous index page test. Okay, and now, and we have to extend the base class, this base class. Okay guys, now we have to login test. We have to create the login test. So public void login test, like this we can create. Now again we have to create the object of index page, correct? So we'll copy like this, we'll put it over here, and at top I'll give index page and index page like this, correct? And now in this index page we'll call click on sign in, correct? When you go to index page we have this sign in option. So I'll call this sign in option, it throws we have to add throws declaration. So when we click on this sign in, so this login page will appear, correct? And yeah, and will store when we you can see, one second, let me show you. Yeah, this is click on sign in, and this will return the object of login page. So what we can do here, we can store this in login page object. Okay, and at top we'll define login page like this, and here login page, the object. So this is how, and we have to import this login page as well. So this is the beauty of the page object model, guys. And this is also called the page chaining model, because each page is related with another page, the landing page. So this is what we can do. When we click on the sign in button, it will lands on this login page. So we'll return the object of login page. Now using this login page object, we'll call login method we have, if you remember. Let me show you this login method. So that login method is from login page class, correct? So we have this login method, So simply we can call this login method, and here we need to put a username and password. So let's so we'll take the username and password from config.properties, correct? So this is config.properties. So we have username and password. So how to give the username and password? We have this prop object of from properties class, and get property, correct? And what is the key? Username. So simply we'll give this key over here. And similarly for password, prop dot get property, and what is the key for that? Password. And we have to give in double quotes like this, and this should be also in double quotes, correct, like this. And so we are calling this login page. So this will return what? This will return the object of, once again, this will return the object of home page class, correct? Let me show you that. If you go to this login page, so here you can see it will return the home page, because when we click enter the username and password and click on sign in, it will land on home page. So that's why we have returned like this home page, and on top we'll write home page, and we'll write like home page like this object. And now we need to verify whether user is successfully logged in into the application or not. So how to verify? Let me log in into the application first. We'll do one modification on this page, guys. Okay, on home page. So now we got the home page object. So what I'll do in home page, let me open home page. Here we'll create one method, public void get URL, or I would say current URL. Okay, so that we can identify what is the URL at home page. So at home page we are creating one method called get current URL, and so simply we'll call driver dot get current URL like this, and we'll store in a variable, or simply we can return like this. Let's store in a variable, that would I mean look wise it will be good. Okay, so string current URL, or home page URL like this, and simply will return this home page URL, correct? And change method type to return string. So we have created one method get current URL that will return the URL of home page. In the home page we have created this method. Now what I'll do, so we got here home page object. From here we'll call that method get current URL, correct? So that will give me the URL. So that I'll give like actual URL, and this would be string. And now what I'll do, I'll put assertion over here, assert dot assert equals, and what is the actual? This is the actual. And I'll put one expected URL as well. Here I'll put expected URL, now we'll see what is the expected URL at home page. So we are at home page, so this is the expected URL of home page, guys. So simply we'll copy this and we'll put it over here. So this is the expected URL of home page, and simply we'll put in assertion. So the assertion will compare the actual versus expected, and it will give the result based on the whether it will match or not. So let me try this test, and here we'll put @test annotation. Let me try to run this. So I'll run it on Chrome browser and I'll see whether it is running fine or not. So let me run this. Right click, run as TestNG test. Browser is launched. It will navigate to automationpractice.com, and then it will click on that sign in, and it will enter username and password, that email address and password. Click on sign in. Successfully signed, and close the browser. So login test is passed. Now what would be the next? We have home page test as well. So what I'll do, I need to create another test class, home page test. Home page test I'll create, and I'll select generate comments. And what I'll do, again we need a couple of these two methods, launch setup method and tear down. Simply I'll copy and I'll put it over here, home page test. And this class also extends base class like this. Now at home page, what are the things we need to test? Wish list and order history. So I'll write couple of methods, public void verify wish list, or simply I'll give wish list test, and here I'll give @test annotation. Now how to go to home page? So first of all we need to log in into the application, correct? And then we'll go to login page, home page. So what I'll do, how we'll navigate, I'll tell you. So first of all we need the object of index page when we launch the application. So we'll need the object of index page. So I'll write index page like this, and here I'll create the object of, I'll create like this, new index page, like we did in previous test class. Like this we can do, and then simply we need to call the associated method. So we have sign in, click on sign in method, and this will return. So here we can see, let me sign out, and so this is the index page, guys. So here we need to click on sign in, and then login page will come. So this will return the object of login page. Simply we have to create here login page object, login page like this, add throws declaration, and this login page, when we got this login page, then we need to call login method, correct? So username and password we have seen in the login page test. So simply I'll copy that part. So let's copy the entire this line, and I'll put it over here, and this will return the home page object when we log in into the application, correct? So here we'll create home page object. So this is the object of home page. We have to import home page from com.mystore.page objects, correct? And this will, this login method will return the home page object, correct? So that's why we have written like this. And in home page we have those two methods. validate my wish list. So I'll call this, and yeah, so this will return boolean result whether this is available or not. Okay, so I'll write boolean result like this, one variable, and simply we'll put the assertion assert dot assert true, and we'll put the result like this. So this will verify whether this wish list is available on homepage or not. Similarly, we'll write another test case. So all the steps would be same except the last. So this what is the next case? Order history details test. So simply I'll give the method name like this, and instead of calling this wish list, we'll call validate order history, correct? So we have this method, so we'll call this method, and return type we have to change to uh, oh sorry, we did not, one second. Acha, we could not return earlier, so here I'll give return type. Yeah, so this order history also returns the boolean value if it is available. Now come back to this home page test. So this is done. So yeah, so both the method is ready, test cases. Now we can run this. So let me try this home page test as well. So we have couple of test cases here as well. Run as TestNG test. Entering username and password, click on sign in. So it is verified. We navigated to home page and verified those order history and wish list. So this is the second test case. Yeah, this is for the order history. Yeah, so both the test cases got passed. So this is how you can write the test cases. So 3 test cases we have written so far, and you can put the assertion like this, and in the test case you can give the priorities and other stuff as well, as we have seen in the TestNG tutorials. So if you are new to TestNG guys, you can refer to my YouTube channel where you can see all the TestNG related tutorials. And if you go to playlist, we have TestNG related as well. This is TestNG framework tutorial, so you can go through this. So far we have covered 5 test cases. And what is the next? Account creation page test. So let's write this one as well, this one today, and then we'll close the session for today, and then we'll write 4 test cases in the next video. So let's write this account creation page test. Account creation page test will write, we'll create another class, account page, account creation page test, like this. So how to navigate to this account page creation? So this is the navigation. So let me click on sign in. So when we click on sign in from index page, here we got this create an account page. So this is login page, correct? From login page we have to enter this email address and click on this create an account, and there we'll get account creation account create page. So what we'll do, simply we'll call, first we need to write couple of methods, setup method and tear down. So we'll write as it is, as we have written for previous test class. Extends base class. This is done. Now here what I'll do, I'll write public void uh, from index page, right? We have to go to, what is the test here? We have to write create account page test. So let's simply we'll give verify account create account page test. Like this we can give. Now again we need object of index page, guys, because we are navigating from index page. So simply we'll create the object of index page, and at top we have to declare the index page object like this, so that it can be accessible for all the methods whatever we are going to use in this particular class. Now using this index page, we'll call click on sign in. So this is the first thing, and this we have to add throws declaration, and this will return the login page, correct? So login page object it will return. So from the previous test, simply let me copy these three object and I'll put it over here like this, and automatically the import statement is added. Now so when we click on sign in, it will return the login page, and from login page what we'll do, this login page will call login method, correct? And from previous class itself I'll copy this entire line and I'll put it over here, and this login method will return home page object. And from home page, one second, we'll no need to call this login method, sorry guys. We have login page, there we need to call we have to enter this email address. So what is the method we have? This create new account method is there, and here we'll pass as parameter email like this. Sorry, no need to pass from here, directly we have to give over here. So let me give some random email like this. So now this method will return this create new account, will return account creation page object, correct? So account creation page object, we have to, this will return the account creation page object, okay? And at top we have to write account creation page object. What is the object? Yeah, this is the object we have given, and this is not required, this home page is not required. Account creation page object we need, so that's why we have written like this. And this will create the object, this method will give the object of account creation page, and simply will call one method validate account creation page, correct? And this will give you this method. If you click on this method, we have this validate account create page on this account creation page, correct? So this will give you the boolean result. So when we enter this email address, let's say anything gmail.com, and click create an account, so this account creation page will appear. Now we are validating this form title, okay, so whether it is displayed or not. So here we have given we have created this method on account creation page. So simply this will give you the boolean result. let's say result, and here we'll put assertion, assert dot assert true, and we'll give result like this. Correct. So this is about account creation page test, which we have written over here. Let me try to run this, whether it is running fine or not. So right click, run as acha, we have to give @test over here, annotation we have to give. Now we need to just execute this account creation page test. So it is running successfully till now. It launches the browser, navigate to this automationpractice.com, and it will click on this sign in button. Now it will enter the email address. Here you can see, click on create account. It is not clicking on, yeah. So I think we forgot to click on validate account create page. This create new account, here we forgot to click on the button. Okay, correct. Create new account button we forgot to click. So here we have to write action dot click driver, and what is the locator name? This is the locator name. Correct. Because on let me go back to the previous page. I'll explain what is the problem. So in this sign in page, if you click on this sign in page, okay, and here when we enter the email, and then I forgot to click on this create an account, and this is related with this login page. So in this login page we forgot to add this line of the code. Okay, click operation. So until unless if you don't click over here, you will not navigate to account creation page. So that's what we forgot. Already I have created this web element at top here, but I forgot to click on that. So that's why we could not navigate to that page. Now let me rerun this. I think it should be fine now. Run as TestNG test. Browser is launched. Navigate to automationpractice.com. It will click on that sign in button, and then it will enter the email address and click on that, create an account, and here you can see it is successfully passed. So we have one test case that is successfully passed. So this is how you can create the test classes, guys, different case test classes. And this is the beauty of page object model. We need to just create the object of one page, and since all the pages are interlinked with each other, as we have seen in this diagram, correct, when we, yeah, so all the pages, when we land to the the corresponding page, the landing page, so that will return the object of that page. So that's why it is called as page chaining model as well. So all the pages are interlinked with each other. So the design would be very easy to understand. Okay. So here you can see we have created the object of just this index page, and when we call the click sign in method, it returns the object of login page. And when inside login page, when we call this create new account method, then it returns the account creation page object. Correct. And on that page we have to just call this method, and later on we put the assertion to verify the result. So this is how we have done so far. So Yeah, so we have created 6 test cases today. 2 from index page test, 1 from login page test, 2 from home page, and 1 is from account creation page test. And later 4 test cases are remaining, so these are some big test cases, these end-to-end tests, guys. So we'll cover these scenarios in the next video. Okay, so far we have created 4 sessions on this. So yeah, so next video will cover the remaining test cases, and later on we'll move towards the other parts like the data-driven testing. We'll parameterize our test, and then we'll add some reporting features as well. Log4j also we are going to add, listeners and some other stuff, and then continuous integration will be started. So thank you guys for watching. Have a nice day. Bye bye. And if you're new to my channel, then please subscribe it for upcoming videos. Thank you so much. Bye bye.